Hello everyone, this is Anna. Welcome back to our channel, English with Mr. Bond. Today I want to talk about something very real, something almost every English learner struggles with. Why is speaking English still hard, even after watching videos, even after studying grammar, even after understanding English in your head? Why is it still difficult to speak confidently? If you ever said, I know the words, but they disappear when I speak. I translate in my head. I freeze when someone talks fast, or I can read and listen, but speaking is a different world. Then this lesson is for you. Today, I'm going to guide you through the real reasons you still struggle, how to finally fix each one, and a full series of shadowing exercises to help you practice with stories, examples, and real-life English. So take a breath, relax your shoulders, and let's begin. Let's start with the first big reason. You learned English like a school subject, not like a language. Maybe you focused on grammar rules, memorizing vocabulary lists, and answering exam-style questions. But real-life speaking is different. Speaking needs muscle memory, not just knowledge. Let me give you a quick analogy. Imagine you learned how to swim by reading a book. You know the strokes. You know how to breathe. You know how to float. But the moment you jump into the water, your brain forgets everything. Speaking English feels exactly like that. You're not bad at English. You just practice the wrong way. Transition line. But don't worry, because the good news is you can retrain the way your brain handles English. Let me show you how. To speak naturally, you don't need more rules. You need automatic patterns. Think about when you say, good morning. You never translate. You never think. It just comes out. We want English to feel the same. And the fastest method to build that? Shadowing. But not just repeating words. Shadowing with emotion, intonation, and natural rhythm. We'll do that later. But first, let's move to the next big reason. This is one of the biggest struggles for millions of learners. Your brain thinks in your native language first. Then it searches for English words. Then you speak. That delay makes you slow. It makes you nervous. It makes you forget words. Let me tell you a story. One of my students could write in perfect English, but when she tried to speak, she froze. Every single time. One day I asked her, what language are you thinking in right now? She said, my language. Then I translate. And I told her, that's your real problem, not confidence, not grammar. It's the translation loop. Once she learned to think directly in English, her speaking changed completely. Transition line. So how do you stop translating? Let's talk about that next. To break the translation habit, you must start thinking in English, even in small ways. Start with simple thoughts like, I am walking, I am hungry, I am tired. I am waiting. I see a red car. Not long sentences, not perfect grammar, just simple English thoughts. Here's a quick challenge. Right now, think in English for 5 seconds. Ready? Pause for 5 seconds. Good. That little exercise trains your brain more than you think. Next, let's move to the third reason. This one is huge. You might study English, but you don't use it every day. And languages are like muscles. If you don't use them, they get weak. Let me share another quick story. I had a student from Korea. She lived in the US for 5 years. At first, she improved fast, but after 2 years of working with only Korean coworkers, her English got weaker. Inside America. Not because she was bad, not because she forgot grammar, but because she wasn't using English every day. Transition line. So what's the fix? You need micro practice, small daily doses. You don't need 1 hour a day, you only need 10 minutes. For example, talk to yourself in English for 30 seconds. Read English out loud for 1 minute. Shadow a video for 2 minutes. Describe what you're doing. These tiny habits are more powerful than studying once a week. All right, ready for the next big reason? A lot of learners are not afraid of English. They're afraid of being judged. Maybe someone laughed when you mispronounced something. Maybe you were shy in class. Maybe people asked you to repeat yourself. Maybe you told yourself, "My English is not good enough." And slowly, you built a silent wall inside your mind. But here's the truth. Nobody speaks perfect English, not even native speakers. They make mistakes all the time. You don't need perfect English. You need usable English. Transition line. So how do we fix the fear? We build confidence through action. Here is a powerful exercise. Speak broken English intentionally. Say something like, "I go store now. Tomorrow I wake early. I know like this food. Do this for 30 seconds. It rewires your brain. It teaches you that mistakes are allowed and nothing bad happens. When the fear disappears, your fluency increases. Now, we're going to shift into the second half of the lesson, where we go deeper and train more. Listening is passive. Watching videos is passive. Scrolling English posts, passive. But speaking is active. Passive learning equals you know English. Active learning equals you can use English. This is why some learners can understand everything, but freeze when speaking. Transition line. The fix? You must turn passive input into active output. After you watch a video, do this. Summarize it out loud in English. Repeat the important lines. Create one new sentence using the vocabulary. Simple, but incredibly powerful. And now we go to one of the biggest reasons. Pronunciation is not just sound. It's a physical movement of your tongue, lips, and breath. If your mouth is not used to English sounds, your speaking will always feel stiff. So let's fix that with a short practice. Repeat after me. Shadow slowly. TH sound, think. Thank you. Everything. R sound, really. Ready. Remember. L sound, like. Little. Looking. Ending sounds, last. Work. Help. Speak. Full sentences repeat with natural emotion. I'm trying my best. I want to speak more clearly. I can improve every day. I don't need to be perfect. Great job. Let's continue. Let me tell you a quick story. A learner named Maria told me, "Anna, I can understand English movies, but when I speak, it feels like my brain shuts down." I told her, "Your brain is fine. Your training is the problem." We built a system. 5 minutes listening, 3 minutes shadowing, 2 minutes. Describing her day after 2 weeks, she said, "I'm thinking in English without trying. Small habits create big change. Now let's increase the difficulty. Shadow this short monologue. Repeat with emotion and flow. I'm learning to speak more confidently. I know it takes time, but I'm improving every day. I don't need perfect grammar. I just need to express myself clearly. English is becoming more natural for me." Great. Now shadow this faster version. I'm improving every day. English is getting easier. Speaking feels more natural. I can do this. Excellent. Imagine you're talking to a friend. Shadow these lines. How was your day? My day was pretty good. I'm a little tired, but I'm okay. I'm trying to practice my English more. I want to speak more confidently. Nice work. Let's summarize everything. Speaking English is hard because you learned it like a school subject. You translate in your head. You don't speak daily. You fear mistakes. You only learn passively. You don't train pronunciation muscles. But the solution is simple. Build muscle memory. Think in English, practice daily. Accept mistakes. Use active output. Train pronunciation. You can do this. And you're already improving just by being here. Thank you for learning with me today. This is Anna, and I'm proud of you for practicing your English. Remember, you don't need perfect English. You need confident English. See you in the next lesson. Take care and keep speaking.